Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh here of the Sacktown Breakdown. We break that music down just a little bit more so y'all can hear me clearly. We got another W. Kings coming in strong. We got our back up against the wall, man, but we got another victory. Kings going up against Washington Wizards. This is an interesting game, and we'll talk about it. We'll get all the stats out of the way, but 133 to 136, Sacramento Kings took the lead. Before we get into it, of course, we got Tabu Ohana, our chair sponsor, sitting in this lovely, beautiful chair right here with this nice, comfy cushion. I feel like I always show y'all the back, but I rarely show y'all the cushion. Even the cushion is embroidered. Look at that. But, of course, the back matches the logo, as of course y'all know. And then on the other side, we got computer booters. So if you need a console, your Nintendo Switch, your Xbox, your PS4, if you need them repaired, you go down there and you talk to them. If you're looking for a nice place to game out in Carmichael, you go talk to them. We got, like I said, it was starting to be world-renowned, if not already world-renowned, Prodigy out here from Sacramento. That is one of the places where he goes to for his weekly tournaments. Best Mario in the world when it comes to Super Smash Brothers. So please make sure you go out there, support, call Dave for a quote if you need to. iPhones, desktops, laptops as well. Just give him a call and he'll let you know how he can help. Take it down there. He'll assess it, and y'all will go from there. But we're gonna go straight into the Sacramento Kings game. Not to take too much of your time. Let's jump down into it. League leaders, or game leaders, I should say. Bradley Beal, 35 points. We know he's been on a tear. Had those two back-to-back 50-point games not that long ago. I think since the break he was averaging 40 points up until this game. Probably didn't drop too much below that, but he had 35. De'Aaron Fox with a solid game, 31. I should say a really good game. He scored 31 points. That's a quarter of our points, pretty much. Just Fox scored alone. And when I say scored alone, we'll talk about that a little bit more. Davis Bertans with 7 rebounds. Nemanja Bjelica with 7 rebounds. Bradley Beal had 8 assists. Bogdanovich, my man Bogey, had 4. Fox had 3 steals. Thomas Bryant had 2 blocks and 1 steal. Let's get down into it a little bit more. We won the field goal percentage race, 56% from the field. They actually made more three-pointers than us, and we'll talk about how that impacted the game. They were 16 of 38. We were 13 of 29, but we were more efficient. So they had 42% from three. We had 44% from three, which is really good for us. Free throws. That's going to be another point of contention in this game. We made 83%. We only missed 4 free throws, which is solid for us. 20 of 24, while they were 28 of 34. So they just barely didn't match us or beat us there. They had 28 assists to our 23. We had 42 rebounds to their 31. We had 8 offensive rebounds. They had 2. We had 13 steals. They had 10. They had 5 blocks. We had 2. They had 14 turnovers. We had 15. Let's go and let's look at the stats. Of course, Bill, 38 minutes, 35 points, and 8 assists. We talked about that. Rui Hachimura in his 30 minutes had 20 points, which is very solid for Rui. 6 rebounds. Thomas Bryant in 19 minutes had 12 points, 4 rebounds. Shabazz Napier in 27 minutes had 9 points. 4 assists, and then Isaac Bonga and his I didn't realize he only played 9 minutes. Holy crap, Bonga only played 9 minutes. He had 2 points. He started the game. He was a starter, obviously, as you can see, but yeah, I didn't realize it. I didn't really see him for the rest of the game. They made a rotation adjustment which did help them out more, but Davis Bertans ended up playing 28 minutes. He had 18 points, 7 rebounds. Ish Smith, 20 minutes, had 13 points, 5 assists. Then we have Robinson, 30 minutes, 10 points. Brown Jr., I think that's Troy Brown Jr., on down. Smaller contributions, not much noteworthy there. Fox, 31 points, 31 minutes, 3 rebounds, had 6 turnovers, had 3 steals, had 4 fouls. We'll talk about that. Bogey, 21 points, That's a good bounce back game for Bogey. He was 50% from the field, 6 of 12, hit 4 3-pointers out of 10. Very solid. That's 40%. That's easy math. He started the game off with 2 back-to-back threes, which was lovely. We want to see him get started early. And 4 assists for Bogey, also 2 steals and a block. Harry Jizzle, 26 minutes, had 13 points, 5 of 7 from the field, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. A beautiful assist at that behind the back on the fast break to the finish. Harrison Barnes in his 31 minutes had 10 points. He was 50% from the field. Didn't shoot a lot of threes, but had 4 assists and 4 rebounds, 2 steals as well. Nemanja Bjelica only had 6 points. I felt like Belly was more active, but he was doing a lot of ball handling and facilitating. Still helped us out. Buddy Hield off the bench, 23 minutes, 17 points. 50% from 3, but only 6 of 16 from the field. He was putting up some short 2s, or kind of medium to long 2s that I wasn't really feeling, but he made an impact. And on the defensive side of the ball, Buddy actually dug in a little bit. 5 rebounds and 4 assists for him. Corey Joseph uncharacteristically had 14 points, hit 2 of 3 from 3, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 1 steal. Alex Lynn in 14 minutes had 12 points and 6 rebounds, just maximizing his time. Kent Bazemore in his 25 minutes had 9 points, played some very hard defense, was pressuring the ball, had some ridiculous fouls called on him, and some that were warranted. 6 rebounds, though, 1 assist. And now we can talk about the game. Everybody saw Luke Walton get ejected. We went from having one of the best quarters that we ever had, and those figures not up there at the top. Let's see. I don't think they're up there in a way that we can view them without. Oh yeah, we can view them up there. So peep this. We started off the 39 points. So almost almost 40-point quarters. 39 and 37. Incredible. Some of the best quarters of Kings basketball I think we've had in years, honestly. Definitely of this season, easily. And then the third, we haven't had a bout of the third quarter blues in a long time. Look, third quarter, look, if you look, Washington 23 and 26 in the first and second quarter. In the third quarter alone, they only scored 3 less points than that. That third quarter, they erupted. And then they didn't do too bad in the fourth quarter either with 31 points. So their highest scoring quarters were in the second half, both of them. And then we went down to 19, but then we came back and we clutched it out and had 38. But oh my goodness, we literally went from having like a 20-something point lead, scoring 79 points, something like that. Was that 79? I'll let y'all do the math. I'm not great with math. 76, 79 points in the first half to come in, and they literally erased our lead by making a defensive adjustment. They went out with energy and they just started launching threes and hitting them, and literally erased our lead in like 6 minutes in the third quarter. I was livid. I was so pissed, but Kings ended up clutching it back out, and we took the dub. Really, Fox really spearheaded this. Buddy Hield, like I said, dug down into defense and really had a big impact. The whole team had to come together because we were playing together as a team in the first half, and then come around the second half, oh boy, like it was just melt down, or at least those 6 minutes. So we started to stabilize a little bit. And then I say the last 3 minutes of the third quarter is when we started to turn around, and then we were competitive, and it was going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then finally in the fourth quarter, again, spearheaded by Fox, who needs to be the leader of the team, we really clutched it out. So we took the dub. We needed it. That put us in position to solely own the 9th spot for that day. Since then, Memphis continued to win. Memphis is back at 500, so they're really holding on to that 8th spot. Also, the Trailblazers had won, and I think the Spurs had won too. But now we're currently in 10th. As of today, as of right now, we're currently in 10th. Trailblazers have the 9th spot. And actually, why don't we just go back over to it and take a look at it together, so that way we put aside any guessing. Standings, playoffs. So there we go. Yep. So Portland in the 9th spot. Interesting. New Orleans, I think they took back-to-back L, so they dropped down to the 12th spot. But so they're 26 and 36. San Antonio is 26 and 34. We're 27 and 34, and then Portland is 28 and 35. So a win from us tonight will put us back, right back up there, and we are playing Philadelphia, who has no Joel Embiid, no Ben Simmons, and I think Richardson is out too. So we can take that 9th spot back, but man, Memphis is really, really, really not trying to fall out of that spot, and they got injuries too. But John Morant willing them, and as of right now, they have a even though we're tied with Portland, not with win percentage, they are 0.001% higher than us. They're at 0.444. We're at 0.443 for win percentage, but we're tied as far as games back. We're both not even 3 games back. We are 3.5 games back from Memphis. Memphis is not trying to let that spot go, and nothing but love and respect to them for holding that spot down. That's incredible. But looking forward towards tonight. Fox says he's probable with his abdominal tightness. Corey Joe, I believe, is probable as well. He'll most likely play, I'm pretty sure. We have Holmes, who is close to being back. But they said I think is unlikely or something like that, whatever the diagnosis is. He probably won't play tonight. And I think they said he just got cleared for 5-on-5, but they want to see him take a little more contact before they put him back in the game. And then Bagley is still out. So luckily, Harry Giles and Alex Lynn have been helping take care of business, as well as Bogdanovich. I mean, not Bogdanovich, but Bielitsa has been holding it down. He's just been our floor spacer. And that's kind of where we're at right now, y'all. So we're in the hunt. We ain't out of it yet. Everybody's scrapping for it. It's just that Memphis is really, really, really not trying to let it go. And thank you to Dallas for beating New Orleans last night. That really helped us out a lot. We needed them to take that L. So thank you, Luka. I know that's going to trigger some people, but hey, it is what it is. A pass is a pass. And, hold people accountable, but you can't live in the past. And right now we're in a spot. Biggest thing that people are talking about right now outside of because Luke Walton was up for Coach of the Month. If not either Coach of the Week or Coach of the Month. I think it was Coach of the Week, actually. And Fox was up for Player of the Week. Neither of them got it, but both of them were nominated. And that's because we've only lost 1 game since All-Star break. And I think only like 3 other teams have, either 2 or 3 other teams have done that. And the other teams are top teams, not teams fighting for a spot. So that bodes well for us. So we're really, really in it. You could look at it. I mean, down there it says, 7 of 3 in our last 10 games. And in the last 7, we're 6-1. So that's really, really good, y'all. Nobody else down there is looking like that. And that closest team is New Orleans, and they're 5-5. Even Portland is 4-6. So, same thing with San Antonio, 4-6. We're 7-3. So yeah, it's a good look for us. It's a really, really good look. But yeah, Luke Walton. How are y'all feeling about Luke Walton now? We're starting. We're top 5 in defense since All-Star break. When we're healthy and we have players that are healthy, and when we're not, shorthanded as far as getting Alex Lynn back and Harry Giles stepping up and being able to be consistent and playing with the team and it working well. It's interesting to see what we look like when we are healthy and Luke has time with us. I'm not ready to absolve him of all of his sins or whatever, but and I do want to put a lot of it on the team. Like the teammates, the players have stepped up a lot. Buddy Hield has stepped up a lot. Bogdanovich, has stepped up as well. Bielitsa, Barnes, everybody has been playing different, and the chemistry together has been good. The mind state definitely has been laxed a little bit, and I know part of it is Fox looking for places where he can rest because he's hurt. So, that might have, had something to do with the third quarter. But when he needed to turn it up again, he turned it back up, and then we clutched out that win. So, collectively, we just need to continue to collectively, we just need to continue to play together and play with energy, and we can get it done. Sorry for hitting the desk like that, but y'all tell me how y'all feeling about Luke Walton. He's definitely settling in now. I don't feel like he's so crazy, and part of some of his wild rotations, I honestly do feel like it was due to injury and trying to find injury and attitude, players and their attitude, not playing with enough fire, trying to find lineups that would win. But getting Kent Bazemore and getting Alex Lynn has been big time for us. Jabari Parker, still hasn't been meaningful for us yet, although it was still good for us to get him. He's probably going to be on the squad, next year. And when we need buckets, it would be nice to be able to throw him in and just get some buckets. But, I don't know what it's going to look like with him playing. When Rashawn Holmes comes back, minutes are going to get even tighter, in the front court. And then if we get Bagley back, same thing is going to happen. And I know Matt George was talking about how, there's not going to be minutes for Bagley, most likely, if he tries to come back into the lineup. And, we're trying to win now, so we don't have time to, try to ease guys back in. But you still gotta play Bagley and see what he can do, when you come back out there. I understand that, he hasn't been playing with guys, even though he immediately contributes when he goes back in. He hasn't been playing with guys, so that rocks the chemistry a little bit. But it's the same thing with Holmes, you know what I mean? You can say that you can plug Holmes in that much more. I say Marvin Bagley is more talented than Rashawn Holmes, but I think Rashawn Holmes does some of the more basic basketball stuff and plays with an intensity that gives him the impact that he has on our team. I think both are detrimental, and I think you do have to give them both a little bit of time, whether you stagger them or whatnot, to see what they can do and how they can contribute, because we want to continue to win and you don't want to mess up that chemistry. But if we can also be a better team, it's not like maintaining winning is good and we want to maintain the wins and we don't want to screw up the chemistry and start losing. But if we can be a better team with both of these players, then we have to we have to figure that out. We have to find out if that could be the case. And it won't be that hard for us to find out if that's not the case. And I think, once we see if we're really going to get in or not, that'll be a different thing. But I don't think this season we would have to really go on a losing streak in order to kind of pull the stunt that Dave Yeager did last year, where it was like, oh, well, these last few wins don't really mean anything type thing, so don't try to win them. I think Luke Walton is going to power through the entire rest of the season, regardless of if people need development minutes or not. Say Marvin Bagley comes back and he is just screwing up the chemistry. Theoretically, that could happen. I don't want to rule that out or nothing like that. I like Marvin Bagley, and I think he's important to our future, but right now matters too. And if he came back and if things weren't working out, then they're not going to just try to play him just so he gets minutes. I think they are going to continue to go with what works and try to win every game we can this year. So that's the difference in this year in the way that we're going to finish out this year versus how we finished out last year. But anyway, that's my last little tidbit about it. Feel free to comment down, in the comment section, how y'all are feeling. I appreciate y'all always tuning in and watching the videos and everything like that. And, let me know how you feel about our odds going up against Philly today. All right, y'all. Take care of yourself. It's your boy Skip. And I'll be back to cover the next game. All right. Peace.